Daniel Dubois has thrown himself into what is undoubtedly the most physically and mentally intense training camp of his professional boxing career. As he prepares for a potentially career-defining rematch against Oleksandr Usyk, the British heavyweight contender has dramatically transformed his approach to preparation. Following the controversy of their first encounter in August 2023, Dubois has channeled the frustration and disappointment of that disputed loss into an obsessive pursuit of improvement, meticulously addressing every weakness and reinforcing every strength. From the early hours of the morning until late into the evening, Dubois' daily routine is now governed by a military-level structure, all aimed at exacting revenge against the Ukrainian master technician. The memory of that pivotal moment in the 5th round of their first fight, the body shot that sent Usyk to the canvas, controversially ruled a low blow, continues to drive Dubois through every grueling session. It serves not just as a painful reminder, but as fuel for a redemption arc that he believes is well within reach. Each morning begins with a punishing strength and conditioning session designed to test and extend the limits of Dubois' physical endurance. These high-intensity workouts focus on explosive power and stamina, with exercises ranging from tire flips and sled pushes to medicine ball slams and resistance band circuits. The objective is to not only build strength, but to condition his body to deliver power throughout every second of a 12-round war. In the afternoons, the focus shifts to technical refinement. Dubois and his team are methodically deconstructing the Usyk puzzle, breaking down the Ukrainian's tendencies and crafting a tailored strategy. While Dubois' raw punching power remains his signature threat, this camp has shifted emphasis toward enhancing his footwork, timing, and overall ring IQ, critical attributes for facing an elite mover like Usyk. Recognizing that aggression alone will not be enough, Dubois has brought in specialized movement coaches to teach him how to cut off the ring with greater efficiency. These footwork drills are designed to help him close distance more intelligently, taking better angles to corner Usyk and limit his ability to escape. The improvements have been evident during sparring sessions, where Dubois now demonstrates greater control of range and tempo. He is no longer just a seek-and-destroy puncher. He is evolving into a more complete fighter who can dictate the geography of the ring. One of the most notable areas of development in this training camp is Dubois' renewed focus on the body attack. In the aftermath of their controversial first meeting, Dubois and his team have made it a mission to master the art of legal, devastating body punching. Training sessions now regularly include dedicated rounds focused solely on refining body shot combinations. Every strike is drilled with surgical precision, ensuring that they land cleanly above the belt line. Frame-by-frame analysis of the punch that dropped Usyk in the first fight is used as a teaching tool, allowing Dubois to adjust both his targeting and mechanics. This commitment to clean execution reflects a broader philosophy in camp: leave nothing to chance. From punch technique to defensive posture, every aspect of Dubois' approach has been fine-tuned. The team knows that in a rematch against a fighter of Usyk's caliber, the margin for error is razor-thin. Stamina has also become a major point of emphasis. Dubois has undertaken a full overhaul of his cardiovascular training, integrating high-altitude work and long-duration aerobic conditioning into his schedule. These sessions aim to replicate the exhausting demands of a full-length title fight, pushing him to maintain both power and sharpness through all 12 rounds. He now regularly simulates entire fights in the gym, sustaining intensity from the opening bell to the final round. Supporting this physical grind is a revamped nutrition and recovery plan. Dubois' camp has implemented cutting-edge protocols to enhance recovery, including cryotherapy, flotation tanks, and advanced hydration strategies. These systems help his body absorb the relentless workload and ensure that he's not just fit, but optimally prepared to peak on fight night. Perhaps the most profound shift, however, has come in Dubois' psychological preparation. Where some fighters might be consumed by the bitterness of controversy, Dubois has instead used it as fuel for a mental transformation. The focus in camp is not just on revenge, but on belief, an unshakable conviction that he can defeat one of boxing's pound-for-pound kings. Daily film sessions are centered not only on studying Usyk's strengths, but also on highlighting the moments when Dubois had success in their first encounter. That fifth-round sequence, which nearly changed the course of the fight, is used as a cornerstone for building confidence. The team is conditioning Dubois to not just perform under pressure, but to thrive in it. The quality and specificity of sparring partners in this camp has also taken a major leap forward. Dubois is now training with a rotating roster of boxers selected to replicate key aspects of Usyk's style. Slick former cruiserweights with sharp angles and evasive movement help him prepare for Usyk's defensive slipperiness, while taller fighters with rangy jabs help simulate the challenges of reach and distance. These sparring sessions have grown in intensity as camp has progressed, evolving from controlled drills into full contact simulations of the rematch. In each round, Dubois is asked to implement the technical and tactical adjustments developed over weeks of hard work. What emerges from this camp is a fighter who is not only physically stronger and technically sharper, but mentally more resilient than ever before. Daniel Dubois has gone all in, pouring everything into his preparation with the belief that this rematch will not be a repeat of history, but a rewriting of it. With every jab, slip, and body shot, he is preparing to seize what he believes was unjustly taken from him the first time: victory over Oleksandr Usyk, and with it, his rightful place among boxing's elite. As training camp progresses, Daniel Dubois has shown noticeable improvements in his ability to track down mobile opponents and cut off their escape routes. Early reports from sparring sessions suggest he's finding more success with his body attack while absorbing fewer clean counters in return, both crucial factors against a defensive wizard like Oleksandr Usyk. Technical refinements have been a constant theme throughout this camp. Dubois has expanded his arsenal beyond the straightforward power punching that previously defined his style. His trainers have introduced extensive drills focused on feints and punch variety, recognizing that predictability plays directly into Usyk's defensive strengths. The jab, once used solely as a setup punch, has now evolved into a versatile weapon in Dubois' toolkit. He uses it to disrupt rhythm, control distance, and set up more complex combinations. Perhaps most importantly, Dubois has developed a deeper understanding of how to apply educated pressure, learning to walk Usyk into traps and power shots rather than recklessly chasing him around the ring. These subtle yet significant improvements have added new dimensions to Dubois' game that could prove vital in a rematch. Despite the uncertainty of a second bout, with Usyk's camp currently prioritizing an undisputed showdown with Tyson Fury, Dubois remains singularly focused. He trains with the intensity of a man aware that his next performance could redefine his entire career. Promoter Frank Warren has been vocal about pushing for a rematch, arguing that the controversial nature of their first meeting, paired with Dubois' status as a mandatory challenger, makes a compelling case. This sense of unfinished business fuels every aspect of the camp. Every drill, every film study, and every sparring session is performed with the weight of potential redemption. Should the rematch materialize, fans can expect to witness a vastly evolved version of Daniel Dubois, one who has turned hard lessons into actionable strategies. The hesitant moments that allowed Usyk to regain control after the disputed fifth-round knockdown have been systematically addressed through repetition and refinement. Dubois now moves with the quiet confidence of a fighter who knows he can hurt the champion, and who has the technical tools to do it more consistently. His team has developed a game plan that amplifies his natural advantages while working to neutralize Usyk's strengths. It's a blueprint designed not only for redemption, but for dominance. This camp represents far more than physical conditioning. It's symbolic of Dubois' transformation from a raw, heavy-handed contender into a complete heavyweight threat capable of operating at the sport's highest level. Every grueling strength session, Every technical adjustment, every moment of sacrifice serves one purpose: ensuring that if Dubois gets Usyk in trouble again, the result will be decisive. The hunger radiating from Dubois' daily grind sends an unmistakable message to the boxing world. He views their first encounter not as a defeat, but as an unfinished story, and he's determined to script a dramatically different ending. As the boxing world waits to see if Usyk will grant a rematch, Dubois pushes forward, leaving nothing to chance. The physical transformation is evident, but perhaps more crucial is the mental growth, the resolve of a fighter who has used controversy not as a crutch, but as fuel. When the bell rings for their potential rematch, Dubois intends to erase all doubt, settle all debates, and claim the heavyweight glory that slipped through his fingers the first time. His sole objective now is turning what many viewed as a robbery into a moment of righteous redemption. As the prospect of a second showdown between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk looms, all signs point to a much different fight than their initial meeting. Dubois' grueling training camp has turned him into a more complete and dangerous version of himself, a fighter who has addressed every flaw while doubling down on his natural assets. The controversy surrounding their first bout has sparked an obsessive preparation focused on clean, devastating body shots, improved footwork to cut off the ring, and a level of stamina to rival Usyk's renowned endurance. Dubois now fights with the belief of someone who has seen vulnerability in his opponent and has spent every day since preparing to exploit it. This is a camp rooted in purpose. Dubois' team has crafted a strategy that blends intelligent pressure with explosive firepower, aiming to systematically dismantle Usyk's technical brilliance over the course of 12 rounds, while remaining prepared to end matters suddenly if the opportunity arises. For Dubois, this isn't just another fight. It's a shot at redemption, a chance to reshape the narrative. The punishing training sessions, the strategic evolutions, and the psychological growth are all aimed at one goal: ensuring the outcome of their next fight is beyond dispute. Where their first meeting ended in controversy, Dubois intends for their second to conclude with unequivocal clarity. Every drop of sweat shed in training, every adjustment made in the ring, every moment of personal sacrifice has been about creating a fighter capable of beating Usyk cleanly. No questions, no asterisks, just redemption sealed by performance. The boxing world watches with anticipation as Daniel Dubois marches forward with purpose, prepared to turn his redemption story into a reality and to deliver a career-defining triumph that would shake up the heavyweight division once and for all.